What's a reasonable car insurance rate for a new driver? As others have said, it depends on your age. With two caveats. 1. If you have passed the Advanced Driving Course 2. If you agree to having a monitoring device fitted to your car, which records every move you make, and if you convince the insurance firm that fits it you are a careful, steady and less speedy driver, they will offer you a reduced premium. But whichever way you go, initially the cost will be very high. After your first year with no claims made, you may get a reduced premium. They call this reduction a no claims bonus or no claims discount, but they screw you still by making sure their premiums rise, because inflation has increased their costs. I am on full NCB, but if looked at rationally, over the last few years, during which I have earned a total of 75% NCB, my premiums are within a few pounds of what they were 5 years ago. So much for the discount. Or bonus. 5 years back I was paying, as a newly insured driver, my premium was just under £500. This year, had I really got the benefit of 75% discount, about 12.5% per annum, I should have paid around £130 or so. But no, my premium this year was £425. The reason, well, so they said, the amount of claims made across the board meant they could not afford to allow me such a discount after all. And if I had been a new driver, or in my case, taking on a brand new policy, the cover for the next year would have been £835. Despite the fact I have actually been driving for 65 years. However, I do drive, but as named driver on my wife's policy. She gets a double benefit as the company gives a reduced policy cost for women drivers with some years behind the wheel. This very much depends on your age, the car you wish to insure and where you live. Generally, a very young new driver will be lucky to get a quote under £1,000 PA on a Group 1 car, something like a Citroën C1. If your car buying budget extends to something in a much higher group, your annual premium may easily exceed the value of the car. It is a good idea to factor in insurance costs when selecting a car. Try inputting various car models into comparison websites and see what quotes you get. Living in some areas will make insurance even more expensive and central London is worst, while some rural areas have lower insurance rates. Northern Ireland is more expensive than you would otherwise expect because damages settlements for injuries caused in road accidents tend to be higher. If you're an older new driver, your premiums will still be high but not as bad as those for a teenager. There are many factors that go into determining a good or even great rate for a new driver, so allow me to provide as much information as I can so you can shop for a good rate. First, it would be a good idea to shop around for a good insurance agent. Why? Because the agent can advise you of many things you need to consider when obtaining a policy. When I was an adjuster I had to write an estimate on a vehicle that was damaged due to a hailstorm. Her car was totaled. When I reviewed her policy she had a $5,000 deductible. Yes, $5,000 deductible. I don't remember what kind of car she owned, but when I obtained the market value for it the car was only worth $5,600. What she had done was shopped online to obtain a great rate, not realizing with a $5,000 deductible her rates would be real low, but the consequences was she would only receive $600 if her car were totaled, which was. Liability. The state minimum may vary in every state, but a safe bet is $5,000 minimum in liability insurance. This means the state would require you to be insured $5,000 if you are responsible for an accident. This means your insurance company will pay out the maximum of $5,000 for every occurrence. Now, suppose you hit a 2018 car? Even a smart car is worth more than $5,000. So you would be held responsible for the balance after your insurance company pays $5,000 to the victim of your accident. Now, if you're involved in a multiple car accident. Again, the insurance company will only pay $5,000. So if there are 3 cars involved, the insurance company will divide $5,000 to all parties. You would still be responsible for the balance. And if you happen to hit someone who has no problem going after you, they can make your life miserable. A good liability policy is $50,000 to $100,000. Keep in mind, the higher the policy, the more you pay, but the greater peace of mind you will have. Comprehensive. This is acts of God or nature. A tree falling on your car or you hit a deer. Note: always hit the damn animal. Never avoid hitting an animal. I personally have known people who avoided hitting an animal crossing the street. They lost control and lost their life. Always hit the damn animal. Also, if you do stupid swerve to avoid hitting the animal and you crash, that becomes collision and your rates may go up. Comprehensive claims do not affect your rates. Again, act of nature. The endorsement of comprehensive will affect your overall amount you will pay for your insurance premium. Collision. This is where you cause an accident and the insurance pays to fix your car or pays for the value of your car if totaled. Deductible. This is the amount you are responsible for if you are involved in an accident. The deductible will apply to collision, comprehensive and liability, although the amount of the deductible can differ. You may choose to have a $100 deductible for collision and comprehensive and $500 on liability. Remember, the deductible is the amount you pay before the insurance kicks in. The lower your deductible, the higher your premium. Since insurance companies are regulated by each state, premiums will vary. Also, within the state, premiums may also vary if where you live is a high crime rate and there are many accidents.